But you guys keep talking about George Pitt.
Some things never change.
Damn it.
Mello finding a way to talk during the intro. It's one thing that'll never, ever change. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode number 177 of the Alter Ego Podcast. I'm your host, Jack Austin. With me, as always, Mr. Rhino. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great. Doing fantastic.
Doing great.
Starting to cool off. It was only 62 today.
Ryan, how you doing? No, nothing? Okay. Sorry, Ryan.
Can you not hear me?
What's going on? I'll take that 62 degrees all day down here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You can't hear me.
Very nice. And the special guest returning after a very long hiatus.
The patriarch is back.
He was in the oh yes, one of our forefathers, Mr. Cyborg Mark, is with us in the studio. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm not used to all this technology.
I know. We've upgraded a little bit.
We used to be in a garage.
We did.
We used to be in a tool shed in a garage.
Yes, that is correct. But he's back, and Ryan will be joining us in typical Ryan fashion. He is late. Oh, my goodness. It's been a while. The last time that we recorded, we had just recorded for Deadpool, having just been released. So things have happened since then. But we've got a couple of items this week that we're going to have discussions about, one of which that only I would be the subject matter expert on, I guess, because I'm the only one who watched it. Agatha Harkness, and of course, a big trailer drop for the Thunderbolts. So, boys, how we doing? Anything we want to get off our chest before we get started?
Well, I was going to say, how are you going to be an expert on something that has 2 episodes out?
I'm uniquely qualified.
Well, good.
Well, I guess when you're the only one that actually has any knowledge on it, that automatically makes you an expert.
Let me guess. He's going to go, pretty good so far.
There you go. That's my usual not winded review of things. How about you guys? What you been watching lately?
I've been watching something that isn't like Marvel related. Rebel Ridge was amazing. First Blood.
Rebel Ridge. Okay, hold on.
I don't even know what that is.
Ridge.
Yeah, let's hear about Rebel Ridge. Let's hear.
That sounds like a
Okay.
PSP game.
Hold
What the
on.
hell is that?
Whatever.
Rebel Ridge.
Actually,
It does.
that
It sounds like a
Hold on,
Game
let's
Boy
be clear.
Color.
That might not actually be the name of the movie or show that I watched on Netflix. Whatever it is. And you know what? I'm going to find you.
Are you talking about Rebel Moon?
No, not Rebel Moon.
Oh,
Rebel
Zack
Moon.
Snyder, no
Okay,
thanks.
hold on. I gotta talk about that while Nello looks it up. I have been watching mainly to go to sleep, but just because I'm a big Tolkien fan, Lord of the Rings, the extended cut.
Rebel Ridge. I was right.
Now, let me tell you something. You start watching Fellowship of the Ring, the extended cut, when you go to bed. When you wake up, they'll just be leaving the Shire.
I've never. I've fallen
I
asleep
have
twice.
seen multiple
Let me
times.
say this. I haven't watched all of the extended versions. Actually, I've slept through Return of the King. I haven't seen all the extended for Return of the King, but I need somebody to gift wrap those 3 movies and send them to Zack Snyder, because you mentioned Rebel Moon. And he's always the guy who's like, well, that wasn't the good cut, the director's cut. There are 4 hours of movie for Fellowship. 4 hours. And I was like, there's no way there is 4 hours worth of content here.
At some point, doesn't Snyder have to realize maybe it's not the fact that it's cut wrong? It's just
It's just you.
I'm not saying I'm more gifted. I'm just saying. Come on.
Now, hold on a second. In his defense, the Justice League was brilliant in his cut,
Okay.
comparatively speaking to the
No.
theatrical version.
His retrospective cut where he got to go on Reddit and read everything that everybody had to say about it and then went, oh yeah, I was going to do that.
That's right. For those of you who have forgotten, Cyborg is our resident DC super
Don't get me
brain here.
riled up with talking about
Yeah, I
Zack
know.
Snyder around
I know.
again.
Well, Zack Snyder is just like, I don't get it. Every time he puts out a movie, it's like, oh, that wasn't what I really wanted to do. I was like, well, Peter Jackson put out the movie he wanted, and it won how many Academy Awards?
Zack
Amazing.
Snyder showed his ass with this.
Yeah, he did.
Because going into it, he's like, no handcuffs, unlimited budget. I can do whatever I want.
Warner Brothers really did chop his feet out from under him, though.
Oh my God! How many times did
I would
somebody
have
buy
too.
excuses?
Yeah, I got.
If I saw that man,
Okay.
who gives him the helm of anything? That's my question. But I just love that in this state where, yeah, he did Army of the Dead, or what was it? The bank robbing one, whatever the hell.
Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead, which I haven't seen, but I know you liked very much.
Wasn't bad. Wasn't bad.
For what it was, yeah, I liked it.
Exactly.
He also did the Watchmen. That was I thought that was really good.
I thought that's one of the only things he did that was good,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
That was 20 years ago.
300? Anybody?
That's good, but it's not Watchmen
But
level.
Zack Snyder really,
It's not Watchmen.
Oh, yes, it is.
It's not Watchmen level. I'm sorry. Like, are you out of your mind?
Let me tell you something. Watchmen put me to sleep the first 3 times.
I was going to
read
say,
Watchmen.
I don't think Watchmen's that great.
I don't like it.
I really don't.
I don't know.
I just,
I like it a lot. I think it was ahead of its time. I think it was far ahead of its
That
time.
might be true. That might be true.
might be.
So let's.
So I was going to say, like, it's been a while since I've been on the podcast.
Yeah.
Jack and I did the first 100 episodes together.
something like that. Yeah.
So
and then
I'm still on more than I'm off.
Your
So
little
you're only at
bundle of joy
177.
showed up.
I know.
Your
but I was gonna
beautiful
say-
daughter.
I was going to say, so last time I was on the podcast full time, Infinity War came out, Endgame came out.
Yep.
How's Marvel movies been since then?
You got a mixed bag. of opinions
Solid,
here.
great, right? Great all the way through.
Better than anything DC's brought out.
You've got a very mixed bag at the table.
Well,
I
I was going to give my one-word answers to all of these.
Uh-oh.
Hold on, here we go.
So you're gonna just run through it. Hey, get me that Rebel Ridge take here when he's done with this. I want to hear it.
That's all good.
We got Eternals, ugh.
Yeah. Okay.
Spider-Man: No Way Home,
Great.
fanfare,
What?
fanfare.
It was great. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great.
I'm
It
gonna
was
give that one a great
It was great, but why was it great?
because it broadened the universes of all the Marvel that
Yeah.
they've done and brought everybody into.
I had a fantastic time watching. I'm like that. I saw a nice reunion special,
Right.
and that was fantastic.
But it's continuity of Spider-Man's
Continuity.
character.
They deleted the continuity.
Right.
They reset it for contractual reasons,
I'm
not
not.
for the story.
I think they did a great job with that. We also lost Aunt May.
You better
We
bring your
also had
DC
a
knowledge in it, 'cause,
major
like, at that
major
point-
Avenger show up and be a major part of a Sony-led film, which
Well, it's
was a big deal in terms of Benedict Cumberbatch being there. But I do think we forget this. We forget this one thing. Yes, all these other people are there in the movie, but at the end of the day, it's a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
And in terms of Tom Holland and Spider-Man, I think it moved his character forward leaps and bounds, and it reset a lot of things for him. There was so much character development for him there, and it was him learning from his own mistakes without making them, and him still being a part of the larger universe. And it did something where everybody in the entire universe knows Peter Parker is Spider-Man. I think we'll get there. I think we'll get to that point.
Why
I
would
think
we?
it might have been a little bit of premature because in the comics they do. People end up learning that Peter Parker.
It takes a long time for that to happen.
But still,
Because that's the thing, it's a sacrifice, and that's how it's built up in the comics, where he sacrifices his identity for the greater good.
right.
They just gave
It was also the catalyst for the multiverse storyline too.
Right.
It was the first movie that touched on the multiverse aspect of things in the MCU. So it was a pretty important movie in terms of the storyline.
What else? What else you got?
we got Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Loved
A
it.
fun romp. What a good time.
Loved it.
What a fantastic
I
time.
mean, that's not a bad movie at all, but okay.
Another one that dipped into the multiverse and furthered that whole
Yeah.
plot.
You needed both of
but-
those for the multiverse story.
So here's
But Sam Raimi took something and made something of it, and he added his own flavor to that movie, and that's what makes me like it. It wasn't the damn. I haven't been on a podcast in a long time. I haven't talked about this shit out loud. My wife doesn't really give a shit about any of these things.
I know she doesn't.
But Sam Raimi was allowed to come and bring his own flavor to it, and I think that's why I enjoyed it so much.
Mhm.
It wasn't the same canned Marvel mush that we're kind of. And I love Marvel movies, but
I'm not
Phase
seeing
4 has
that.
been.
there's worse than Doctor
There's
Strange.
definitely a lot worse. And
Speaking of mush, Thor: Love and Thunder.
okay, you're
Terrible.
not gonna get any support on that one. Everybody hated that one.
Dump away.
Yeah.
I didn't see Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, I saw it
Not
twice. It's not. It grew on me the second time. Not enough for me to give Ryan Coogler the seal of approval. That one has a giant fat asterisk right next to it. I can't really blame
Just like
them.
the other movie
what
we're
they
talking about today.
no, because what they ended up getting out of it was fantastic without having Chadwick Boseman and the weight of him not being in the character anymore. To
Mhm.
me, what they were able to get out of that after losing him, I thought it was good. Not a great movie, but what they had to deal with, I think they did okay.
I think I like what it opens up. You got Ironheart and you got the underwater people. Let's do it.
Ironheart is my biggest pet peeve with that movie, so I'm not going to agree.
Yeah.
with you.
No, but you still
yeah.
get an introduction of that character.
Which could have
They didn't need to. They didn't need to introduce her at all.
Did they cancel all those other spin-offs like
Not yet.
the
Iron
Ironheart
Wars.
TV show, the Armor Wars TV show / movie?
Armor Wars was actually supposed to be a movie, and I
Flip-
think that is
Thank-
actually the movie that got canceled. There was a
it's-
movie that got canceled.
It's flip-flopped, and it hasn't been definitive that movie is canceled.
It's not
but
dead, but
They've
it's
done
terms of-
2 shows and they have not put that in the lineup.
no,
That
and-
means
and-
it's canceled.
And well, no, it was going to go to a movie, and that
Mhm.
level of production for a War Machine in an iron-filled movie, which is said to have James Spader and Ultron in it, that's a huge budget. That takes a long time. So that going out of the lineup, and if you have that coming, I'm not going to talk about it too much. I want you to be surprised. I want you to be happy to see it. So I'm not going to give
It's
up on Iron
expensive.
Wars because I love Don Cheadle. War Machine, as everybody who listens to this podcast probably knows, one of my absolute favorite Marvel characters of all time. So you're going to bring War Machine to the forefront. Take your time. Just
Yeah,
like
but I-
Blade.
I
Thank
think
God
that is
Brian
the-
Singer.
I think that's the project that did actually get canceled because they have now added Ultron to the Vision Quest storyline.
Another
He was
place
supposed.
very well.
I know, but you're not gonna drown everybody with Ultron in 2 projects within a year and a half, 2 years of each other. I can't see that happening.
I don't think
No.
he. I don't
They
think
already
he
had him
deserves
signed
that.
on and they had to give him that little shift into a different column because that thing ain't Armor Wars right now. I'm saying it. Armor Wars is not happening.
I think that's the project that did get canceled because they did confirm that there was a movie in between the Avengers movies that got canceled. They just did not say which one.
Well, Feige hasn't emailed me yet, so until he does,
They just don't want to say it's Blade. So
there's only one blade.
we're not going to talk about Blade.
okay, then we got Guardians of the Galaxy 3,
5 stars.
Best movie.
masterpiece. The Marvels.
Oh,
I
Bad.
didn't.
It was an
Bad.
okay movie.
I
Bad.
watched the first 15 minutes of it on Disney Plus, and that scene on I don't remember what planet it is. The CGI was so bad.
Yeah, it was awful.
It looked like a YouTube short. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching?
This is one of those.
We still
mo-
curse on this, right?
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
This is one of those movies
Fuck your ass,
that
bitch.
that Kamala Khan is the biggest part of it. She was the brightest spot of that whole movie, in my opinion.
Good. I loved Miss
and
Marvel. the
I'm
TV
ready
series.
for her to do stuff, but I just don't think that was the time to do it. I think Brie Larson was clunky in that movie.
Yeah.
I think she's kind of got the Superman thing. They don't know what to do with her.
Yeah.
They don't know where to put Miss
they had a
Marvel.
bad story from the beginning, if you ask me.
I
from
agree.
The creation of it.
That may have been one of the worst villains we've had in the MCU so far as well.
I'm going to say the worst. I'm going to say the
no,
worst.
Mads Mikkelsen. Come on.
I'll take Mads Mikkelsen over this villain all day.
Well, I didn't
All
see
day.
it. So I can't
Yeah,
commit to
that character, I promise you, Mads looks
it. It was
like Anthony
it was
Hopkins.
Ronan Jr. Is the
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of.
yeah.
If
Lady
Ronan,
Ronan?
if Ronan had somebody taking his messages,
Yeah.
there you go.
Lady Disciple Ronan.
Yikes. And then Deadpool and Wolverine, which was
Fantastic.
Whoa,
the
you're missing a
phenomenal.
lot of stuff here.
that's the
You
whole
are
credit.
no. That he was just talking movies only.
I'm sorry, Low Key season 1, fantastic.
What
Low-
about multiverse? Not multiverse. Oh my god,
You're forgetting Shang-Chi.
and Quantumania.
Oh,
Yeah.
Quantumania. I did forget Quantumania.
That was bad.
Quantumania. I liked it.
I think it was the. I've talked
What?
about this, and I'm not going to get. I promise, I will not get off on this.
Not doing it.
It's the Tale of Two Movies. One of
Yeah.
the worst, most dog shit movies I've ever seen in my life, and a great Marvel movie. And that starts when Jonathan Majors shows up.
Okay. But
What about Shang-Chi though? Shang-Chi was post Infinity
Shang-Chi
War.
is top tier. I love
Shang-Chi,
Shang-Chi.
I
Yeah.
love. Aquafina.
tier for
I
sure.
just
Big-
But see, that movie had its own flavor as well.
Yeah.
It wasn't
And-
just CGI bullshit on a green screen.
And so Rhino, well, he and I were talking about the Thunderbolts. Not to get into Thunderbolts just yet. I'd
Yeah,
like
that's
that
the
to
movie I
be
was talking
last
about
thing.
with the asterisk at the end.
So yes, it does.
wait.
Um,
Before we get in there, what has DC released that is better than what you just told me?
Oh, fucking nothing.
Okay.
Right. I mean,
Blue
it wasn't-
Well,
Beetle?
not on the big screen, but they've
like-
released some good shows.
Oh, I'm
Marvel-
sorry. No. Suicide Squad was fucking
Good.
fantastic.
It was good. It was.
Argue
I liked
with it.
Starro.
Look me in the eye and tell me that was a bad movie.
Yeah, I love
Which one? The first one or the second one?
Oh, get
Starro.
the fuck out. You
Starro.
don't have to ask, Rhino. I
One
know
was
you know what
good.
the answer
One was
is.
good. One was good.
One was okay. Two was absolute complete dog shit.
Wasn't dog
Oh
shit.
my
What?
God.
Okay, we
Wasn't
completely
dog
That could be a
disagree.
whole episode right
Yeah.
there.
Wasn't
I love
dog-
Two is unadulterated pure dog shit.
No, it's not
hate
that
yourself?
bad.
What
I-
happened?
I disagree. I think that movie is pure magic. I love it. I would watch that one over the first one any day of the week.
That's kinda crazy.
Are you telling me the Will Smith led vehicle where they fight the putties in the street is better than Starro the Destroyer? Get the fuck out of here.
do
Yes.
you have a strong dislike for James Gunn's writing? Is that what this
No,
is?
not at all. No, I don't.
Then that's right up his alley.
I don't get it.
The dialogue was good. It was entertaining, but there's something about that movie that just one out of every 100 movies I have that one where I just dislike just to dislike.
Well, name me a bad performance from that movie.
The Shark.
King Shark.
I'm kidding. I don't know. There's just something about it that I didn't like.
This
You know what?
motherfucker-
Are you is it a Margot Robbie thing?
God, no.
Okay.
He's a
I'm
big
trying
fan.
to decide because these are all the pain points people have.
I
and-
can't-
It's one of those. Like I said, I'm weird about movies. I will have one randomly where I just nitpick it to death, and I don't like it.
It's not that movie for me. And then Peacemaker came out after that, which to me was a masterpiece. I
Oh,
It
loved-
was. Yeah,
that
Peacemaker was really good.
Perfect.
So what?
So those are all-
let's
those
go
are-
back to the 2D side scroller in Rebel Ridge. What is this thing?
yeah.
Oh
Well,
my gosh, it was amazing. Don Johnson is amazing. The greatest asshole that we've seen in probably a long time. Just amazing
okay.
in that role.
Don Johnson is amazing. Is not what I thought I'd
Dude,
hear
it's
coming to
so
the podcast
amazing.
today. But okay.
I know it's a stretch, and I'm like thinking, I'm telling you, it's
I
fucking
gotta
good watch.
look this up. I gotta see.
So
It's a
this-
good
I need a-
fucking watch. It's not like an Oscar winner, but if you're just watching something to watch, it's a
I
good
saw
watch.
the dialogue in a couple of clips and the way it's shot and what I was looking at. I was like, did Chat GPT write this movie?
It's a possibility. I'm telling you, it's First Blood, but like newer.
See, that you've already lost me.
First Blood's amazing.
No, it's not.
Oh my god, you're crazy.
First
I mean,
Blood.
yes.
Rambo, First Blood.
Yeah. Oh, I know what First Blood is. First Blood is amazing.
Okay.
Thank you.
See, this is surprising because I'm looking at the posters for this, and this looks like all the Netflix bullshit that I scrolled.
It is
right
all
past.
Netflix bullshit, but it's not a bad watch just to watch.
Okay,
Okay.
I will take. You know,
I'm
what?
gonna take your word
I'm
for
gonna
it.
leave this tab open. That's how much it means to me.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. I'm just telling you, man. Have a few drinks, have a few margaritas beforehand, and you'll enjoy the movie.
I gotta tell my wife. Listen, Nella told me I had to watch.
Have
this
a couple
tonight,
of quesadillas.
but I
okay.
am optimistic about Superman, though.
Oh boy.
I mean, you
Oh,
better-
extremely.
God,
I am.
mean, that
I
comes
am.
down and it doesn't do good
Oh, he's getting canned.
that fast. You got to give him time, but still, that's a big
If
ass.
there is somebody that can save DC, it's going to be James Gunn for sure, 100%.
But aren't you going to be sick and tired of that quirky bullshit? And if he does Superman quirky, are you going to enjoy it?
I don't think he's going to.
There's
I think
the
he's going to
guy.
be genuine.
There he
No,
is.
I think he knows how to make exactly what he has. I mean, he did exactly what he was supposed to do with the Guardians. He did exactly what he was supposed to do with Suicide Squad. So I'm not worried about him doing exactly what he's supposed to do with Superman.
And anybody see Brightburn?
I loved Brightburn.
There you go.
I got you. Welcome Ryan, by the way, who is in shot here. If you're looking at us on
We got a
video,
two-shotter
he's
right
there.
here.
Bingo. There's my guy. Welcome. Here's your mic.
Thank you.
You got a nice shot of
There
your
he
ass
is.
as you're
There
walking
he
by.
is.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
just talking. We were all just talking about Blade and how excited we are for it to come out and how it's gonna be a masterpiece of a movie.
You should have heard
Never
Mark talk about
happening.
Blade. He
Looking
loved
for
it.
that?
Actually,
Yeah. I was like, where are those?
so
All right.
let me ask you this, Ryan.
Yes.
Since we have not had this conversation in person, what would you prefer? A Mahershala Ali? Wait, how do you say it?
Mahershala.
Yep, that
Yeah.
guy.
Three
Old
people said
MA
it, 3 different
or
ones.
Blade. Which one? If you had to pick a direction,
Or Wesley Snipes.
oh my God, Wesley Snipes. It's been a long day.
We
at
already
work,
know how
guys.
you feel because you just called him Blade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you going Snipes or Ali? If you had to pick a,
Ali.
Snipes all day long. That's what I said.
Ali.
Reasons why I
There's
don't want
only one Blade.
Well, yeah, but what if they make the movie in 10 years then? Is there still only one Blade? Is he 73 years old and has osteoporosis?
it. Listen. He's a goddamn daywalker. Okay, he's never gonna die.
Tupac-
I'll take Ali just because I want it to be new and refreshing and somebody different. And Ali's a great actor, phenomenal actor.
Sorry, guys. Give me a moment while I work out my last headset here.
But
Eat out of
So if there was somebody who could do it, it would be him 100%. Ali would definitely knock that role out of the park.
but I'm pretty sure he's moved on to other things just because they.
I can't say you're wrong, especially after Deadpool with them bringing him in and Deadpool as Blade.
Yeah.
I think they're prepared to say, all right, we'll give it to you full time. Ali doesn't want it.
Let's just do an hour long, like the werewolf. What was that called? What was
Werewolf
that?
by Night.
Werewolf by Night. That was phenomenal. Do something
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
really good.
Just do a 1 hour special, hour and a half, straight to Disney Plus movie. I'm completely.
Well, if they're really going to do this Midnight Suns project, he has to be in it. You have to have Blade in the Midnight Suns. So even if you're only going to give him something small like that as a feature for him, then have it be Midnight Suns.
do a Midnight Suns anthology on Disney Plus.
Well,
I'm down with that.
going to do, or what they were planning to do, was let Blade take over that dark side of the event, like Dark Avengers and
yeah.
things like. Well,
Yeah.
not he's not a Dark Avenger. I don't
No.
believe so.
I'm sure at some
But-
point he was.
But to let him have that leadership role was the point of it. So giving him that little hour-long thing, I think Blade is definitely a character that can carry a movie, 100%.
Absolutely.
I
But they
mean-
seem to not want to pull the trigger on it. That's why I said
I
Well, the
don't
story
disagree.
has to be good, and whatever they've written apparently is just dog shit to the point that
I-
nobody wants to.
and there-
touch.
I read the first two pitches and I'm like, that is dog shit.
Therein lies the problem, right? Is they're trying to go with this grandiose origin for Blade when in the original Blade, he was just there. He already had his powers, and they go, yeah, he's both. His mom got bitten when she was getting, or when she was giving birth. That's why he's like that. And everybody universally was like, okay,
Yeah,
you don't.
we're on
need
board for
Blade
this.
to be born out of Dracula's butthole onto the sun, and yeah, I just don't. No, hold on.
My bad.
Yeah,
I
we don't need.
thought I muted it.
Yeah, so I just don't think it's definitely something that they need to focus too much on trying to make him this grandiose character. He's like, at this point, obviously nowhere near the same level, but he's like Superman, Wolverine, Fantastic Four.
He's a household name.
We
Yeah.
know why he is the way he is. There's no need to do any sort of upgrades.
Why can't we get
Well,
both Blades? Why can't we get
They-
Wesley Snipes can still be around to be Blade, and then Marshawn Ali could be like the newer, younger version of Blade? I don't know, whatever the hell you want to
Because
call
at
it.
that point, by the time that production
That's
happens and
stupid,
those
though.
movies get out, it's already played out.
Is that like
You
Well,
Sure.
I also don't think they're going to have enough Blade content to justify having two Blades.
I completely.
they're not
now-
doing the Bladeverse?
right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
I mean, they've done a good job of introducing characters without really expelling on their background a whole lot. They did that with Spider-Man. They did that with Captain Marvel. I mean, they've had characters they didn't need to go into detail with that people are like, all right, cool, they're here.
I just want more Gambit.
Well, Captain
I really
Marvel,
don't
you
give a
did
damn
kind of
about
get her. You got her story or whatever, but I mean, everybody knows Spider-Man's origin story. You don't need to beat that to the ground 17,000 times.
and everybody
Yeah.
knows Blades, so
Yeah.
like just hop in.
Can't we just say let's get more Gambit? Let's go, mon ami.
No, because
Only if
that
he's wearing the
accent
half
is
shirt.
terrible.
I don't
and
care. Let's go. No,
Gambit is the
stop
one
it.
character out of all of them I really couldn't give a shit about.
He's
them
my least
resurrecting
favorite X-Men.
with Channing Tatum.
Did you not
I
see
just-
X-Men 97? The man is
He
the
is good in
form
that.
of ultimate
And
sacrifice.
that's where he's good, not Channing Tatum trying to do an accent that is not that great.
They
Mon ami.
really, that was the only complaint that I had about Deadpool 3 was that they really poured it out. And I would like to believe that it was on purpose what they did with Gambit and Deadpool simply for the fact of making him look silly. But if that was their plan for actually introducing him to the MCU, that is
amazing.
way too much. Way
That's-
too much Cajun.
That's a John Krasinski, Mr. Fantastic introduction.
I love it.
Yeah.
If we did a Gambit, it ain't gonna be Channing Tatum.
Oh,
It's
don't
not
you
gonna
hate
happen.
a mon ami.
First
Don't
of
do
all,
that.
You keep saying Mon Ami, like
I
people
love
are
it.
like, "Oh fuck, he said a French word."
love
Nobody
it.
gives a shit.
Bon
about that.
appetit, my
Right.
friend.
I just it wasn't he was forgettable in that movie. Great, cool. We had Channing Tatum. To me, it was only a MacGuffin to go, oh, cool, there's Channing Tatum. Other than that, I don't know. I don't get the hype behind the Channing Tatum Gambit. Literally, you could get anybody else in there to do that role, and people would have been like, oh shit, it's Gambit. And I'm sorry,
Nobody
Channing
else would have
Tatum-
made sense in that scenario,
it-
though.
But Channing Tatum doesn't like he's not like an accent guy to where you're like,
Well,
holy
no, I think his casting for Deadpool was done specifically because it was Channing Tatum. But if you introduced a Gambit to the MCU, it for damn sure doesn't need to be Channing Tatum.
If they introduce mutants and the X-Men into the MCU, I want to see a team movie. I don't want to see a Gambit movie. I don't want to see a Wolverine movie. I don't want to see a Storm
Well-
movie. I don't.
I would say a Wolverine
the
movie.
X-Men are a team. I don't want to see a Human Torch movie either.
Somebody
I'm
has to
very
get the
excited
team
for the
together,
Fantastic
though.
Four.
Right.
I think you'll get Wolverine in other movies, but it'll
Yeah,
be in
Hugh
a group
Jackman,
setting. It's not gonna be in a solo setting. Now, I agree with you 100%. I don't need to see any of those solo movies anymore. Just give me the whole team.
The only solo movie I'd want is something to do with Cyclops and Scott Summers. I would do that if they did it correctly, like they did in X-Men '97.
you're not
I
going to
don't
be
need
able.
it.
Nobody in the world wants to see a Cyclops
No.
movie except
No.
for you.
I'm just telling you.
I do.
That's too deep. That's too
Scott
deep of a
Summers-
character.
'97. I'll watch that solo.
But
movie.
you're thinking from a marketability standpoint. There's no
Yeah.
executive worth multi-millions that's going to greenlight a movie where the main character wears a visor for 90 minutes.
That's the thing. And you could have said the same thing about Captain America, but 99% of the audience out of 100 people, if they saw a Cyclops poster, they go,
Yeah.
okay.
But if you're-
But if you ask that same population of people who know something about the X-Men or about Cyclops, what do you know about Cyclops? I know he's one of the leaders of the X-Men.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
all you know.
So if you're going to do a team movie with X-Men, you need some sort of Cyclops background. Even if the first half of the movie is just him getting the team together, that could be the whole story. You need a Cyclops movie to get the X-Men.
False.
Eh.
You need an X-Men movie to get the X-Men.
Fair.
Yeah. He's not a well-known enough character on his own, like a Spider-Man is well-known on his own.
I don't
Even
know.
Wolverine was well-known on his own. Cyclops isn't well-known enough on his own to be justifying a movie for him.
What power development? What is he going to learn to double tap the visor so he gets a different level of beam coming out of it?
Like he's
Well,
running.
not only that, but what would his backstory be? How much of his backstory can you explain without literally saying the X-Men?
You know what? I'd probably watch a Cyclops movie if it was with Wolverine and it was like The Notebook and Wolverine stole his girl. I'd watch that.
Yeah, me too. I'd watch that. Let's take a quick break and we will be right back. Get back into this topic here of why there shouldn't be a Cyclops movie. Sorry, guys, had a little technical difficulty, and while we were on break, Nello fully admitted that a Cyclops movie is a silly idea. So,
On to the next
I did.
I'm gonna make a bold assumption that Ryan has not watched the first 2 episodes of Agatha.
110% have not.
Can we
See,
just pause the Agatha talk till next week then?
And I was like, yeah, no, I could care less about this.
80% of this podcast hasn't seen it.
Why doesn't Jack just tell us his initial thoughts? Give us 3 words that describe the show.
Okay, 3 words. That's tough.
3 separate words, not
Okay.
one sentence.
Unique.
Oh,
All right.
That's not selling it for me.
Anti-hero.
okay.
Ooh, I like the first one. I don't know about the second
Would
one.
you?
This is a big word.
Would you
This is
call
big
it a
word.
stretch?
No,
This,
Oh,
this is a big word.
the last one's also a 2-parter. Aubrey Plaza.
I'm in.
Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah.
It's a mini parts and
without
Recreation.
using the three words.
I want to know how it's
Catherine Hahn
unique.
is fantastic.
I want to know the take on unique. Why?
Not
is
to
it unique?
mention, this is one of those movies that has all the freaking Easter eggs that touch on things that I don't know. It's hard to describe.
Is it going to be WandaVision where the first 2 episodes were really trippy and freaky? And you're like, what is this going to be? And then
No,
it just-
they wrap all that up. Episode 1 beautifully. Mwah.
okay, so it's not a bait and switch.
I was worried about that too.
okay.
That was my only reservation, is that okay, I don't want another Westview where Agatha's dealing with this for all of it. No. And beautifully in episode 1, they handle it, and then you're on to the plot.
Good.
And everybody that's been in it so far, you guys know I like to pick that one person and be like, I can't fucking stand this person. And I don't have them yet. There are some
Oh.
suspects, but I don't have them yet.
I'm
Okay.
kind of over WandaVision and Wanda in general.
Well,
so
you
I
also
don't
didn't get
know.
it, so it's okay.
I don't care to get it either way. Not
I
my
know.
cup of tea.
Too many female leads, right?
It's got nothing to do with the
Oh,
female leads. I just
As a girl, when's the laser beam coming?
I didn't know there was a misogynist in the room.
no. I'm just, it wasn't.
So if you
I
can't
did-
make
I gotta
one
go.
of them, I'm over the WandaVision thing somewhat too.
I'm just
Didn't
done.
care
I
for
don't
the
care
first one.
about Vision. I don't care about any of that.
I
Give
really
me
don't
See,
something-
give a
Vision
shit.
is somebody I'd actually see more of, but just the Vision by himself.
See-
like I don't.
See, they're doing this Vision TV show. I don't give a shit.
Vision Quest.
Yeah,
I don't
Oh,
know.
I'm excited for Vision Quest.
I
No.
couldn't care less.
I think they're going to try and introduce the West Coast Avengers in Vision Quest.
Sounds
Oh,
like
good.
Echo.
More Hawkeye.
West Side.
Sounds
What's
like
wrong with
Echo
that?
Part 2.
What's wrong with more Hawkeye?
I made eye contact
Let's
with you. when I
circle back
said that.
to that. I want Young Avengers too, and they're working towards that as well.
Man, there's so
Or
much
did they just
going on.
abandon it?
Why?
Or I said, or do they just abandon it?
They've already gone through so much to introduce Kate Bishop, and
They got almost the whole
for
lineup.
a while it was going to be Yelena, but I think she's moved on. Obviously,
They got young Hulk with the bad haircut.
Hulkling, which is Scar, who is a Young Avenger. Scar is not a Young Avenger.
You don't think so?
No, I guarantee you he's not. Or you
No,
should.
he's not in the comics. He could be in the MCU though.
Please don't do that. Please don't do that to
I was gonna
Scar.
say, wasn't he on the Planet Hulk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah,
showed
that's-
up on
well,
Earth barbecue like
yeah.
Fast and Furious style.
Which is the
Family.
Yeah.
Since you got the first piece of chicken.
There's a
Just
reason
say
like, oh yeah,
grace.
by the way, this is my son. Okay, thanks for coming, guys.
Right.
Bye.
That's to me. That's like I don't really have a good analogy for just saying. By the way, this is my son Scar. Like that. I don't know. By the way, that VHS is, War and Peace, whatever. Like you skip over so much Hulk lore.
Yeah.
So much stuff that happens with a premier Avenger, a top 5 character in comics,
Maybe-
period.
Maybe he'll come
Well,
back.
that's what they've done with his character literally ever since the original Avengers, though.
Yeah, and I've kind of hated it. It's one of the reasons I've.
You
They've
funny.
dragged the Hulk through the mud throughout the entire franchise. I think he has probably had the biggest disservice on any character in all of the MCU.
And I think that's because they also can't make a single.
I was gonna
Hulk
say
movie.
because they don't own it.
Yeah,
So
they can't.
But you-
Just have-
But I mean, look what they've done with Spider-Man. They don't own Spider-Man.
yeah, but Sony's working with them. Like, hey,
Right.
make us money. You know
But
what I
also-
mean? Like,
Spider-Man is top 3 most recognizable comic book characters in the world.
Yeah, but you introduce a character that big
I would-
as in
I would
such a
venture
bro
to
moment,
say-
and then that's it.
Please tell me if I'm wrong. If you showed that same crowd, every single one of them could identify Hulk.
I was going to say, I think the Hulk is probably top 5.
I mean, he's big and green. It's not
Maybe.
hard.
I mean, even people who have no idea what comics are know what the Incredible Hulk is. I mean, Incredible Hulk. I mean, think of Lou Ferrigno and what all he did.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say that's what put me on when I was a kid, man. That was the first
I mean,
thing before I came. to read comic books.
He's one of one. Hulk is one of those that like it's hard to do the Spider-Man argument with him. That's
Yeah.
like saying who's Superman, who's Batman, who's Captain America. People are gonna know.
But Spider-Man is the most recognizable Marvel character
sure,
internationally
I agree.
of all time.
Yeah, 100%. But I would go to say, if you look at Marvel only, he's definitely top 5. I would put him top 5 out of any comic book character.
Same here. You're talking about Hulk.
Yeah, Hulk. Yeah.
Same here, 100%. Yeah, like I know some people who would look at Thor and go, I don't know who this guy is.
Yeah.
But Hulk is not one of them. He's just so larger than life. But anyway, he's just had such a disservice, and I can't stand what's happened with him. And if they did that with Scar, but Young Avengers is Kate Bishop. That's Miss Marvel, who had her little scene of going to recruit Kate Bishop. I forget what movie that was. I want to say it was The Marvels. At the end of it, Miss Marvel shows up and has a clipboard with Kate Bishop's info on it.
Oh,
And she's
okay, I
like,
didn't see that.
basically, I'm here to recruit you because she's working with Nick Fury.
Another movie
They
I haven't
have Wiccan coming up, who is
Oh,
Wanda's son.
What about the other one?
Wonder where he's going to show up.
America Chavez.
Quicksilver, America Chavez, for sure.
Yep.
So you have a lot of the Young Avengers right now, but they're even building more towards West Coast, I think. I think you get West Coast Avengers before you get...
I think as they start splintering into all these different, just like in the comics, when they started splintering into all these different Avengers teams, that's when shit kind of went down.
It definitely is going to get more fatigue for people out there. I think it's the right way to go, though.
If they go Dark Avengers, Young Avengers, West Coast Avengers, Avengers International,
Street
It's-
Avengers.
yeah,
Stop calling it Avengers and you'll do just fine.
I don't think.
yeah, they called it Thunderbolt instead.
No, they really do. That's actually a good point, though. They really do need to start taking Avengers out of the names of movies.
Yeah.
Like Avengers Doomsday, they could have just called it Doomsday.
Yeah. And they
That's-
should.
no, but they'll never
Yeah.
do it because putting Avengers at the front of it,
Is a
that's it.
marketer.
That's that
Well,
movie-
it's a mark. It's a gift and a curse because it's eventually going to cause Avengers fatigue.
I mean,
It's
I
been
don't know.
look. Think of how it's been years, and it's going to be years. So we're going to have a 5-6 year gap between Avenger movies.
I mean, I'll be quite honest. You can make an Avengers movie as long as it's good. I'm gonna go see it every single.
Yeah,
time.
Right.
and it's,
But
and
a
it's
lot
going
of
to be
these
good.
single one-off movies, a lot of them I don't need. If you're gonna tell me I'm gonna get like Cap, Thor, and all the heroes all in one movie, oh, I'm here for it.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I get the marketing standpoint of calling it an Avengers movie, but that's unfortunately just there to capture the casuals.
Disney doesn't want to make good movies. They want to make money.
Right.
That's all
Well,
they
yeah.
care about. When anybody goes, why is this way? Why is that way? Money.
Now,
Always.
but-
Always money.
But I think we're trending in a different direction. I'm glad you brought that up because we were talking about Thunderbolts and Rhino was like, I'm really excited for Thunderbolts. I think it's going to be great. Not that I disagree, but he said it looks, can I quote you here?
Yeah.
He said it looks incredible. I'm not going to disagree with that because that's objective to people who look at it. And I think a lot of that hype is the fact that we only got one Marvel movie this year, which was Deadpool. So instead of, oh yeah, okay, we got this, and then we got this, and then we got this.
Yeah.
You have Thunderbolts coming up. You have so many recognizable characters. It looks great. I'm not saying it doesn't.
When is it coming out?
2025.
Next May. But you gotta use the entire quote.
You have Captain America: Brave New World and that one, from what I understand.
And that, I thought there was
Thunderbolts.
the third one.
Not that I'm aware of. Not
Oh.
that-
So Captain America: Brave New World is February.
yeah.
Can I ask the DC man a question?
Is it a DC question? Are we
Yeah,
talking
actually,
about-
it is.
Are we talking about DC right now?
So we talked about Agatha,
Yeah,
right?
sure. I'll go fuck
Yeah.
myself.
I'm sorry. I'll stop.
No, go for it.
Shh, adults are talking. Hold on.
The Penguin. Are you excited?
I'm interested
Wow,
in it.
That's crazy work.
I'm
Crazy
interested in
work.
it. I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched
Oh.
anything yet.
Why not?
But I don't watch shit. So
Well, he just came out
Meg-
today, I think. So it's not. It's
Okay.
early. What I'm saying is, I'm actually more excited for the Penguin than I could give two F's about Agatha and her bullshit.
Can I tell you why that is?
Just saying.
Can I tell you
All
why
right?
that
if
is?
you give me the whole misogynist bullshit, I will smash my laptop because that's not true.
Can I tell you why that is?
is this a
No.
running? Is the misogynist thing a running theme?
Oh, he hates women, bro. He can't stand
That is not true. Don't be
So when
saying
I made that
shit out
joke, it was
loud.
on theme.
Oh, no, it's actually
Let me say
bullshit.
this. You guys, please feel free to be
Oh,
his
here we
defense
go.
attorneys if you need to. Colin Farrell, off of a blockbuster Batman movie, to be Penguin, who's a Italian crime syndicate in the heart of Gotham.
Are you trying to say I'm
Catherine
biased?
Hahn and Aubrey Plaza leading an offshoot about witches in Marvel. Which one?
I'm
Gonna-
taking
what's
Agatha.
you marketing towards Nello? When you look at Nello as a person, which show are you marketing to the Italian?
And the one without the broads.
Yeah, the one without the ladies.
No, there's gonna be ladies in there. I'm just saying, I'm more intrigued in that story.
ladies in
if
the Penguin
Pattinson
movie?
is that good, if Pattinson's that good, let's see what they can do with the
You
world.
know what's funny
I-
is, man, I hate to do this, and I really do, but I kind of side with Nello. I've actually been watching Penguin
Grazie!
trailers, and I'm like, yo, I'm
He
actually
just-
gonna probably watch that. I didn't care for Pattinson the movie. I fell asleep. Everyone knows this. I was in that theater fucking snoring my
Yeah,
ass.
you
off.
guys went at midnight. That was the problem.
Yeah. But I want to rewatch.
Ryan could go to a movie at 4 in the afternoon. He's falling asleep.
100%.
Especially if it's this lame. Yeah, if it's that slow, yeah, I'm going to sleep. But the Penguin and being
Building
Colin
tension
Farrell,
does
right here.
not
I'm like-
happen with this one. He wants the fireworks show to start at the finale.
I mean, if it's Batman, bro, I want him breaking people's arms and fucking people up. You know what I mean? I don't
it
need-
would,
The
okay.
world's greatest detective.
Yes.
But I'm
So-
excited to build up the villain in that world's greatest detective world.
That's where I
Agatha
agree with this
don't give a
misogynist.
crap about, and it's not because of the misogyny thing. God damn.
No,
misogyny.
I'm just kidding.
For the record,
I
they're all
really-
kidding.
Yes. we're
Two
joking.
different themes for two different shows. I get that.
I am very excited for the Penguin because I love the opportunity to see that actor build that world.
Right
So we
here.
have something come
Thank
back to.
you.
If they start introducing a DC villain of the week, like, oh, that's King Shark before he was a shark. That's Two Face before he was two shit.
King Shark before he was a shark. This is Mr. Freeze back when he was lukewarm.
Yeah, Mr. Freeze as a podiatrist.
That's Crocodile back when he was a Gila monster.
but that's what I'm scared of. That's
You
what I
almost wore my
don't want.
water.
What? I don't know. I kind of like that.
No,
If they were to bringing
No.
in like, other villains, especially ones that you don't see too often, like what is it?
but also here's the thing for this whole Batman series, I don't want to see any villains I've seen before. There's 100 other villains.
that's kind of what I was getting at. Like, what is it? The guy with the puppet, the scar. What is?
But this is a new
Whatever.
Penguin. I'm so
Like-
excited. Something new. Give me a fresh take on a character.
I want to
down.
see.
Well, you
I want
haven't
to
seen
see
Gotham.
the one that can work. Yeah, right. That's why you don't want to do what you're describing. Victor Zaz. That's what I want to see.
Oh yeah,
That's
the
what
Joker
fit
from Gotham was
perfectly.
good, though. The Joker kid from Gotham was good. I wouldn't mind seeing him play the Joker in Pattinson's world.
I mean, we already got 3 Jokers.
The
Why not
guy
make
who
it 4?
plays Mickey at Disneyland, he's good.
I think he was in Shameless too. The
Yeah,
redhead.
yeah, the kid from Shameless.
The redhead, Ian. I don't know his name. You know, I'm not good with.
He's
this
also
crap.
in. He's missed.
The guy who plays Mike
He's Cal
Wazowski
Kestis.
world, he's good.
Who is it?
Isn't he Cal Kestis too?
I think that's a different guy.
Oh,
He's in. Is he in Eternals?
Nope. No, he's not.
The hell is he in? He's something. Oh, he's in Guardians 3.
Yeah, he's Warlock.
Warlock.
Yes, Adam Warlock.
Oh, the guy with the got his nuts bitten.
oh, he wasn't in Shameless.
That guy was.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
He was the EMT guy who was bipolar. Trust
He's
me,
not
the
the
show's
bear
so good.
guy. He's his brother.
No, that's the
No, the guy that plays Adam Warlock is not in Shameless.
No, that's why we're telling you it's not Cal Kestis. It's not that guy. It's somebody.
Oh, okay. Because the guy that played Cal Kestis is in Shameless.
Is he?
Yes, the guy that played Adam Warlock is the guy from the movie We Are the Smiths.
Yeah, where the Millers.
Yes,
Yeah.
or We Are the Millers. Yeah, but the guy who played Adam Warlock is not in Shameless.
Will Poulter. Yeah. No, he is not. We did not. Think
No,
he
wait,
was.
I didn't say he was.
Oh, that's what I thought you were saying. My bad. I apologize. That's
I-
what I
No,
was
I
it's
saying.
said that.
Shameless.
I got them mixed up. 2 very handsome men.
Yeah,
They look alike.
that's why I thought you were talking about the guy who played Cal Kestis. That's the guy from Shameless.
I still don't. I
Wasn't
don't
a bad
want
Joker.
A show following. I mean, I was barely on board with them following Peacemaker, and that one was good. But I mean,
Peacemaker was great. So
I
that
know,
gave me faith in
and
the
that's
system.
that's to me that's one of one. When you're
Yeah, it is.
focusing on a lesser villain like that, like Penguin,
But I'm okay with Penguin because it's just street level crime. That's all it is. It's a crime drama.
right?
They're
and I'm
basing it
okay
off
with
the
the crime
detective
drama.
part, like
And
you
you're
said.
gonna
Yeah.
get the Falcone crime family.
And that's what I want out of Batman. I want the
Now,
Court
see,
of Owls.
I think
I don't
you could
want,
have two.
Like Brainiac.
I think you could have two Batmans competing against each other successfully if you do it
fuck?
where the Batman movie Battinson focuses strictly on Batman universe people.
Strictly
you
on
don't bring in on Gotham. You don't bring in like a super powered villain. You don't bring in, Darkseid, anything like that. And then the Batman that they're going to introduce in the DCU, that is the galactic level Batman, the guy that faces the other superheroes, the people from Superman's universe, the people from Wonder Woman's universe, stuff like that. Then you can have a successful two Batmans.
Look at his face. I agree with this message.
I just so Batman,
We don't need a galactic Batman.
right.
Nobody needs a galactic Batman.
He doesn't mean galactic in a sense that Batman will be formidable against them. Just the one who will show up in those movies to play the Batman role.
The only time Batman could
Correct?
ever go
Or am I incorrect?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
the only time he could ever go toe to toe with somebody from another planet is in a team Justice League format. Where
Yeah.
he's brains behind the operation,
That's all I
but
need.
not the muscle.
That's all I need.
But when they make him the muscle,
Yeah.
it looks fucking stupid.
When they have like
That's like
the
making
little-
Daredevil versus Thanos.
Yeah.
It makes no fucking sense.
they had the little Doomsday guys showing up and Batman was hanging with them, and I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think those
No.
guys can even handle Batman.
It just strays way too far from.
The Batman that I want in the DCU is just a guy that shows up once in a while and does a few small things. I don't want him to be a focal point, but you can't have a DCU without some kind of Batman presence.
I don't disagree with that, but I think the Gotham Batman, the Battinson, he doesn't belong.
No,
in
you
that
can't do that.
universe. I think that's why I love his character so much, is because he was beating up gang members who were about to jump somebody.
So this
Is lower level crime, and then taking on
Yeah.
somebody like the Riddler to where he's still doing low level stuff, but he gets put on a big platform in his city.
so street level. You want to keep Batman street level.
That's
like
all
you
he
said.
should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then his
Yeah.
theory of when we were talking off camera about how the Justice League doesn't need Batman
I agree.
is he's right then.
I said that too.
Oh, I didn't say the Justice League doesn't need Batman because they need a plane.
Somebody's got to pay for shit.
Yeah,
you know
somebody's
what
got
I'm
to
saying?
pay for the plane. The DC universe should not even have a sniff of Justice League for 10 years.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
Mm.
I
Make
think
it a universe people care about, and then blow your load with
Well,
the big.
that was the problem with the DCEU is that they tried mass producing Justice League shit right away. Boom, boom, put the stamp on it, get it out the door.
They tried to
Aquaman,
reverse
yeah.
engineer the Avengers, and
Yeah.
that doesn't.
Yeah.
fucking-
No.
Do you think Superman is the right movie to start this with?
Absolutely.
You have to. You have to start it with a you have to start it with a recognizable character, A. And B, if you're going to restart anything Justice League related or anything like, the cosmic level of DC, it's got to be somebody big like Superman.
Well, why do we know why we've already discussed this, but we haven't heard your take. Why do you think it's the right way to start it?
Because he's the beacon of the DC universe. I mean,
Yeah.
He's the guy. I mean,
And
hold
he-
on. Let's go
and
back
he
to the.
this movie is going to be what I believe how we can invest in James Gunn as building a universe, because this movie is going to have a different tone than Guardians of the Galaxy or
Yeah.
Suicide Squad. It's going to be more earnest. It's going to be more honest. And I think it's going to build that like beacon of hope
Well,
kind of aura around Superman.
And well, to answer your question of why start with Superman, let's go back to the conversation of who recognizes Spider-Man, who recognizes Hulk. I think most recognizable superhero on planet Earth is Superman.
Yeah.
It's actually so much so that Marvel doesn't have a Superman equivalent.
Right. They have a couple guys who they would call that, like Sentry or a couple other.
No, I'm talking about in terms of being recognizable. They don't have somebody on the level of Superman.
Oh no,
Spider-Man?
I don't think anybody does. But
No,
if
Spider-Man's up there, but he's still not on the same tier as Superman.
I'd say right now, with the global exposure in today's world, in today's comic book world, you could put Iron Man up there.
Think of all the people that know that S with the diamond and the red and the blue
Yeah.
without even knowing what Superman is. That emblem, everybody knows it.
Yeah.
I think second would be Spider-Man with the Spider-Man logo and the red and black.
I can see that.
I'm so happy that you agree that Penguin is way better than this Agatha, but whatever.
I'm
I said-
excited
I
for
didn't say it was
both.
better.
No,
I said
like
I'm more
I didn't mean
interested.
better, just more interested in it because
Yeah.
I'm just over the quirkiness. I want something real.
Well,
I want something dark.
Here's kind of one of my
Give
other
it to
things too. Is
That's
like
just how I'm saying. I'm done with the bubbles.
I'm tired of kind of watching Marvel content that doesn't seem to show up anywhere else. Like after the fact, like I watched all this for what, and the next movie has nothing to do with anything. What I watched all this for?
Yeah.
I gotta.
Well, it's a
got
double-edged
naps to
sword,
take, bro.
But because here's the thing: we used to watch Marvel movies because everything tied in together, and then we got exhaustion on that, so they stopped making everything tie in. But also, they made it where you don't have to watch anything because it's like a closed loop. Everything ends right pretty much where it starts. So nothing means anything, and your time invested is
Yeah.
not well spent.
We haven't talked about
That's kind of how I feel. That's
Tiamat
what
sitting in the middle of the Indian Ocean for 10 years at this point.
Well, he gets addressed in Captain America.
I don't doubt that. I'm just saying, how long has it been since Eternals has been out?
Oh,
That was
movies.
29. Was that 2019?
Right. Okay,
I
so
want Kingo back. Can we get Kingo back, please?
What
That's
the
the
hell
only
is Kingo?
Eternal.
he's
I
Booster
want-
Gold now.
Is he really?
I think so.
That is fantastic casting.
Yeah.
James Gunn is going to steal all these people back.
Yeah.
I mean, he can have them. I think Marvel's still the big dog in movies. But
I've been
Oh,
listening,
let's-
I've been reading about this Booster Gold, and that sounds like the most fun show that they're making.
Booster
or
Gold
movie,
is a
whatever it is.
fantastic comic.
I still want to see Wonder Man. I think that's an exciting property that nobody's talking about.
And
that
they're
I think
doing
is
that,
gonna
right?
Do good. Yeah.
Yep.
With the guy who played Black Manta in Aquaman.
Really?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, he's playing Wonder
I thought
Man.
they get Nathan Fillion to do it.
Yeah, because he's doing everything. Nathan Fillion's best buddy's James Gunn. I don't.
That's
think
what
he's
I'm
doing anything MCU. But let's talk about Thunderbolts, shall we? We got the first trailer. This one was leaked from Comic-Con, so when I saw it, I was like, I've already seen this. But
Is it exactly the same? Because I watched
no,
a little
no.
thumbnail version. I'm like, I'm not watching this.
Well,
Yeah.
I wanted to go back to
No,
you,
the
you tried
trailer.
quoted me earlier.
Okay, let's hear it.
So the reason why I said it looks absolutely incredible is because it's something different that Marvel hasn't really done so far, at least the MCU, and that's using anti-heroes for purposes of good. I mean, outside of Loki, I guess is the only one they've really done that with.
Yeah,
A team of
But
ants
this is
doing
this
stuff.
is a team
No
of
way.
anti-heroes that are. I mean, it's a cool idea. It's a cool purpose. I like it.
No, I'm press
Guardians?
pause on that, Rhino. Why did you bring that up?
Suicide Squad.
So Suicide Squad is
Yeah.
anti-heroes?
They turn into anti.
Pretty sure they're distinct villains. There is a bit of a difference. Sorry, go ahead, Rhino.
But I don't know. It's just it's a change of pace in terms of team ups for Marvel.
I agree. It's gonna have a totally different tone.
I'm excited. It looked stock standard to me, but we'll see.
That's why I'm not at the this looks incredible level. Oh my god, I'm losing my mind. I feel like I've seen the plot to this movie already.
Same thing with
Well, what
Brave.
do you think? What do you think the plot is?
Well, okay, sorry. When I say that, I mean the ragtag group of people. This sounds like a Marvel version of a Western.
What's the
Right?
point of having
This
having
is like,
Yelena like one of the key characters if she's not coming back? Why do this?
Who told you she's not coming back?
Just saying. Assuming she doesn't come back, or she, or did she
When was that ever established?
taking a whole? Wasn't she taking a whole break? 'Cause
No.
she's taking a break.
No.
Now she's done. And what if she doesn't want to come back tomorrow?
Well, hey, listen, guess what? Chris Hemsworth was also taking a break because of his medical thing. And then they were like, Taika Waititi's gone. He's like, can't wait to make Thor 5. And then Tom Holland was going to leave because he was going to focus on sustainable housing in Britain. And now he's like, Spider-Man 5, baby. I might get the black suit. I'm back in Secret Wars. These people say this shit, and I take it with a grain of salt. The only
How about the one we're forgetting? Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. said he was done forever, and now look, he's back.
Because he ain't got nothing going on. But to be fair, Tom Holland said he shouldn't be the only one being Spider-Man. He didn't say he was done with it. He said after two
No, he
movies-
did. No, he did say he was taking a break from acting twice.
right. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
To say Robert Downey Jr. 's coming back because he has nothing else going on is ludicrous.
But it's kind of true.
No, he came back because of money.
Well, yeah, but
Same concept.
what else does he have
Every
going
other
on?
Well, yeah, but who's paying him right now? When
He was just in fucking Oppenheimer.
What?
All I'm
well, I
gonna
mean, he did a really good job in
Brilliant
Oppenheimer.
all I'm gonna say is,
Yeah.
are we sitting here at the table realistically saying that Robert Downey Jr. is sitting at home like, babe, I don't have a job.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
That man could fucking not do anything.
Anything ever again.
He would never stand up and be
Yeah.
just fine.
Yeah.
Everything would be taken care of.
But so the team that they have put together for the Thunderbolts,
Oh, yeah,
a
Thunderbolts.
little bit different than the comic book team, if I'm not mistaken.
We lost you on camera, by the way, buddy.
Oh, yep, I just kicked the thing out. Are we there? Am I back?
Nope.
Oh boy.
You lost.
Okay, yes, sorry. And we're back. Technical difficulties, sorry. Thunderbolts, yes. The team that they are going with is, like I said, a little bit different than the comic book original team. However, I think it's a good lineup. We've got Taskmaster, we've got Ghost, we've got Red Guardian,
One task? I thought Taskmaster. was
Yelena. Taskmaster does not die. She's saved by Black Widow and her family at the end of the movie.
Mhm. Winter
Then we
Soldier.
have, I think, the guy who's most I don't know, I'm most interested to see kind of what's going on with him, US agent, and then of course the person leading the team, Bucky Barnes, aka Winter Soldier.
Oh, Red Guardian.
I said Red Guardian.
Oh, did you?
He
Yeah,
did.
he did. Yeah. Yep.
You mentioned Bob.
I did not, because I don't think he's going to be a Thunderbolt.
I don't think he is either, but
He's
would we
not,
go into
no.
spoiler territory if we start.
Well, he's in the trailer, so
But
why
most
not
people
talk
don't
about
know who Robert is.
So Bob is Sentry, and if I was going to hand it over to anybody to talk about Sentry, I'd hand it over to Rhino. I know he's a big fan of the character.
Tell me more. I know nothing about Century.
Really?
So Sentry was he was kind of a bum, right?
Right. He was a
Um,
drug addict. He was a drug addict.
He was a drug addict. He was a bum, and they took him and they experimented on him with a serum that was like 1,000,000 times more powerful than what they gave to Captain America. So it was, I mean, we've already seen this in the MCU where they've tried to experiment on the serum several times. We're going to get that with Red Hulk. We got that with the regular Hulk. So they use the serum on him, and he becomes pretty much Marvel Superman. I mean, he is one of the most powerful people in the entire Marvel universe by far.
in terms of pure strength, for sure. He can.
Now they're going to dumb him down in the comics, because if they put a regular Sentry in the movies, no one's going to touch him. No one's going to lay a finger on him.
Which I think is definitely a great move and something the comics could learn from too. I've long been outspoken about the fact that I think untouchable heroes are kind of dumb. I don't like Superman because I never feel like, oh, Superman might lose this one. I don't ever feel that. I'm sure there's been iterations where it's happened.
He has a fantastic weakness, though.
Yeah, well, he has a
You talking about Batman just has to show up, bro.
Yeah.
Batman shows up. I know.
So
you're-
I'm
Little
Tonight.
chip off the
I'm
song.
gonna
right. I
take
just-
this script tonight,
that's
make a
the thing,
bullet, I'm
but
gonna
I
kill this guy.
think Sentry has a better MacGuffin than Superman does.
What's his MacGuffin?
His is he has an evil personality inside of him as well. It's called the Void. So
Oh.
that evil superpower turns 180, which is what I think the Thunderbolts will eventually have to deal with. Because the plot as set by the trailer is the Valentina who's running Hydra right now.
Elaine from Veep.
Elaine from Veep, Elaine from Seinfeld, is setting all of these anti-heroes to show up to be killed by Sentry. I think that's
Yep.
what she's setting them up for.
Yeah.
Is all the mistakes, all the people that she's done dirt with, all the people that she's setting up to get killed, she sends them in there for Sentry, thinking that they'll just immediately try to kill him and he'll kill all of them. Problem solved. And of course that doesn't happen because they have a conscience. So I think they are going to get Bob out and free him, and he is going to be like, I'm a great guy, I'll help you guys, no problem. And then Void comes out. And then they are going to need to be the counteract to the Void, and maybe a
Ooh.
certain Red Hulk shows up to help, because the reason they are called the Thunderbolts is because originally they are put together by General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross.
That's
So
not
that
true.
is why they are called the Thunderbolts. No, it's not. Let's hear
No,
it.
that's not true. Baron Zemo is who created the Thunderbolts.
Okay, do you have that up on something right now?
No.
Okay, let's take a look.
But the director did say that the Thunderbolts have
Because
nothing to do
Baron
with Thaddeus
Zemo
Ross.
is originally a Thunderbolt.
He is the creator of the Thunderbolts. He is the one that started the Thunderbolts. That
You
was
know
when so
realized.
What?
so
In the
the
original-
Avengers and the X-Men or the Fantastic Four get killed, and so Baron Zemo finds an opportunity to bring these villains and make them heroes. They all change their personas.
Oh, yes, that is correct. I
And
apologize.
so he uses these people to gain the trust of the people of Earth, so he can gain secrets from Shield and all these places.
So from
um,
Screen Rant, yes, it is bent because of exactly what you said. Sorry.
But I think it's actually the other way around. I think that she tries to kill all these anti-heroes. They're thinking Sentry's going to kill them. Sentry teams up with them. She goes to now President Ross and says, "Hey, I screwed up really big. These people now have Sentry. You need to go stop them," because this is after Captain America 4. So we know he's the Red Hulk already. I think the Red Hulk fights Sentry. I don't think we get the Void yet.
You think that Sentry's going to show up in Brave New World?
No. What I'm saying is I think Red Hulk, we already know that Red Hulk shows up in Thunderbolts. It's been confirmed that he shows up in Thunderbolts. I think Red Hulk goes after Sentry to stop him, and the Thunderbolts help Sentry stop Red Hulk.
I don't
don't know.
I can definitely see that happening.
if that
I don't want to see
do
that
we
happening.
see Captain America lose in Brave New World?
No, I don't think we see him lose in Brave New World. They're just not going to
Absolutely.
kill off.
He's just a guy.
They're not going to kill off the Hulk that quickly. The Red Hulk.
I don't think kill off, but I mean, how do you beat him?
You don't really.
Well, it's already been
Hulk.
confirmed that Red Hulk is in Thunderbolts.
He comes back again.
Yeah, it's already been confirmed that he is.
I haven't seen that at all. But
He's
That
not going to have a
doesn't mean anything
mustache,
in
so I lost
today.
interest.
I mean, and that's the other thing I don't care about. Captain America. I mean, I love Anthony Mackie. I mean, even though he chokes in the last round of fucking 8 Mile, but the dude is just a guy, man. Like he's just, he's just. a
I
black guy.
agree.
Hey, his real name's Clarence.
And Clarence is a home with both parents. Ugh.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't. That would be silly to me. I mean, I love
Which part would be silly?
Red Hulk showing up to be the bad guy in Brave New World and then turning around 3 months later and showing up in Thunderbolts and still being a problem.
Well, he's gonna. They're not. What are they gonna do to stop him? Yeah, I mean, you said that already. How does Captain America stop him? So obviously he's still
Makes
around.
sense for a 2-movie arch with one villain like that is what I don't know. Maybe
That's
it's just me.
kind of where I'm
But
going.
we also don't know.
Like, Papa.
We don't know that he's the main villain in Cap 4. We don't know if he's going to
I
be the
don't-
main villain in Thunderbolts either. I mean, he's
Right.
in Thunderbolts for sure. We just don't know who the actual villains are yet.
Do you get Doctor Doom in the Thunderbolts? Do you get something? A spring-
No,
No.
you shouldn't.
No.
You shouldn't. I mean, honestly, I think Void is the way to go. Void is definitely the way to deal with that.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, yeah, but I mean that still renders the Thunderbolts useless at that point. Because it's just going to be Sentry versus Void. What are the Thunderbolts going to do to help?
No, Void. I thought they were the same personage, or does Void come out of him?
No, Void separates himself from Sentry. He's a completely different person.
Mm.
Like they split apart into two entities.
So I can see that split, and then Sentry joins the Thunderbolts, teams up, and they take him out.
That's kind of a Superman joins the
Justice League.
Justice League situation.
Yeah.
That's-
Well,
what
I
is
don't
it?
even think
Yeah,
that. It's like,
100% honest. How was Sentry created? They went, we need a Superman.
Drugs.
yeah.
Yeah, he's bought here. He's Homelander.
Yeah.
Only instead of Homelander being one person, Homelander's crazy side splits off.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into the boys, but I gave the boys shit, and maybe when after I watched it, it wasn't as bad as I thought. But they need to end that show. I know, off topic.
Next
I'm
season, it's
sorry.
done anyway.
It has to, because at this point,
So-
something's
Well,
happening.
well, you guys were talking about that. Do you think that I was gonna ask, you think maybe Captain America finally gets some juice? Get something?
No, they're not gonna give him the serum. No.
I think that's a silly move.
But why though? What? Because honestly, who's watching
I'm with you.
regular
with you.
guy
I think
fight all these people? Like, bro, come on, man.
well, that's where he uses his mind. And in the comics, Sam Wilson is incredibly smart.
He can be smart,
And he
bro, but-
uses-
Well, he's also has the wings. I mean, it's not just a
We're
guy.
okay with Robert Downey Jr.
Well, not to
who
mention
steps
the
into a
wings.
freaking suit that protects.
That's what
him.
he does.
Not to mention the wings are made out of vibranium, so there's a lot.
And he's got the shield.
He's superhuman soldier without the serum. I mean,
He ain't a superhuman. That's my point.
neither
He's
is
just a regular guy.
neither is Robert Downey
Tony
Jr.
Stark.
not
Yeah,
very-
Tony Stark is a regular guy.
he's a genius though with his brain. His superpower is his
He's a
brain. and his
genius with his brain.
But if you're trying,
all right, all right, all right.
but I mean, if you're looking at it,
He's
even
really
in-
fast with his legs.
even in-
He smells bad with his armpits.
like even in the MCU though, like even when like Spider-Man was fighting freaking the Falcon, Falcon's really never beaten anybody. bro.
Anybody
Let's,
at all.
let's be honest. He's really never
Right.
beaten anybody.
No, you're not
Not a
wrong.
couple
But
of 9/11s of zombies running.
They
around.
probably should have just let Captain America go.
Yeah, see, like I'm sorry, but like
I don't want to see new Iron Man. I don't want to see new Captain America.
that's still another scenario where we don't know entirely who's in the movie. I mean, yes, we know it's a Captain America movie. Somebody could show up that's more powerful.
But isn't Falcon and the Winter Soldier one of their best shows?
No,
Probably not.
Out of what they've produced on a duo,
I like
basis.
it. I liked it.
I wouldn't agree with that.
What's their best
But
show?
but also
Loki.
how
Okay.
yeah. So how shitty would it be for Captain America, Anthony Mackie to get his own movie, and then somebody more powerful shows up to help him win at the end of the day?
right.
that's what
That's
I'm
shit.
Well, that's almost as shit as giving him a villain like Red Hulk. I mean, it's
That's what I'm saying,
6
like-
in one, half a dozen in the other.
Red Hulk's the villain.
like how is he
I
supposed
really
to
don't.
compete with anybody? Like
But-
though,
It's obviously the Serpent Society. Everybody knows that.
But in every movie he's in, he's never said he can do it alone. He's always needed a team, and that's why the whole point of him being Cap. He's getting people together to fight with him. Because
Very
even in
true.
the show, he doesn't go alone. He knows he can't go it alone.
Nah,
he gets
Captain
help from
America
everybody
movie,
around him.
he's
Well,
gonna
look at Civil War. I mean, he brought in literally everyone to help him.
go and he's gonna win and get a loan. That's what's gonna happen.
It's gonna get that loan.
That's
I mean,
the
he brought in Hawkeye, he brought in Vision, he brought in
athleticism
or
and
not
ben-
Vision,
Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch, Bucky. I mean, he brought in powerful people to help him in the last movie that they had for Captain America.
He's never been
was
like me. I'm the guy that's going to get this done. He's always been like, we need to do it as a
That's
collective.
literally the
We need to do it
whole
as a
thing
team.
about Captain America, though.
Yeah.
You know, my old favorite Captain America. Did he just jump out of this without a? Yes, he did.
Yeah,
Yes, he did. Yep.
Hold on, I'm processing
Anthony Mackie's
something
not
right now.
doing that.
I have not thought about Falcon and the Winter Soldier in a minute. Did you just say that was the best show Disney Plus?
It was one of their best. It was one of their best. It
I
was
don't think so.
that.
No.
I have those rose-colored glasses on, and I'm trying to
one
think.
of those best.
And I remember being fucking bored during the whole thing.
What-
I would
else?
take both seasons of Loki over it. I would take WandaVision over it.
I look at no.
Yeah, I take
No.
WandaVision over it.
I take WandaVision over season 2 of Loki, not over season 1.
You would take WandaVision over season 2 of Loki? Wow.
Season 2 of Loki.
I've
Was,
not even
I
finished
enjoyed it, but
season
it was
two of Loki.
pointless.
A lot.
I
going
agree.
on.
Season 1 of Loki is better. than
Season 1 of
anything
Loki
Season
was-
1 of Loki's the best that they have, period, on any TV show.
And to
Has there been
me-
any other Marvel TV shows besides the 4 we've mentioned?
She-Hulk, She-Hulk,
Marvel, She-Hulk,
the
Echo.
Marvel one.
Moon Knight.
Heck,
I think I would take
Moon Knight.
She-Hulk over Falcon and Winter
No,
Soldier.
you're out of your mind.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, I wouldn't. I
That's
wouldn't.
Boo
The
talk.
only one-
Timo was in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only
that's
one
a-
I'm
that's
not
actually my
taking
favorite one.
over She-Hulk is Miss Marvel. That was the worst.
What?
Actually, you know what? Now that not Miss Marvel was bad.
Yeah,
But I like her as a character more
Her
than
and
I
her
do
fa-
She-Hulk.
well, not more than She-Hulk, more than that whole show. Yes, She-Hulk and Tatiana Maslany, who played her, both of them need to be back in the MCU.
Yes.
They were both excellent. They are level-headed, strong people. They're Avengers. And the girl is a fantastic actress. I'm sorry, they gave her a shit sandwich and she brought you back a grilled cheese.
Agreed. Better than
I'm
nothing.
excited to see the U.S. agent on the big screen.
Same.
I'm actually very excited about that.
Is he talking about Wish Captain America?
yeah.
Captain America.
USA, listen, U.S. agent's actually a badass dude in the comic books.
Yeah, he is.
He looked goofy as hell.
He did it. He
He had a
so
dome, and they
outlandish.
He's got a little bit of an underbite.
it's the ears. It's the way the ears stick out of the helmet.
He looks goofy as hell.
I don't know. I don't know if he's definitely going to be like that big focal point that we want. But
No, he's going to be a
I think-
secondary character.
but also back to Captain America and the Winter Soldier. There's a lot of brainwashing going on, and we forgot Red Hulk's not the main villain. He's not. They've already showed him on screen. It's the leader. The leader is the main villain of the
That's
entire
true.
series.
Giancarlo.
I thought you were going to say Giancarlo Esposito.
No
which
way.
I think he comes and goes in the first half hour.
I hope so. I really hope.
I love
Well,
that.
so then that right there is your open window for the Red Hulk being in the
Yeah,
Thunderbolts.
the
Then, yeah,
His leader is a strong enough, good enough villain. I don't mean physically strong, good enough villain to outmatch all of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
There have been a couple of runs where the leader has been running everything, and the only thing that he can't stop is the Hulk.
Hmm.
That's why he's such a good Hulk villain.
There ain't much stopping the Hulk.
Right. I don't know, man. But I'm excited for Thunderbolts. I really am. I think it's going to be a good model, good thing to have, good. That's the word I'm looking for.
Well,
it's a
the
good.
last
We've had a nice palate cleanser with like this break, and I think that's why I'm excited.
Yeah.
The best thing they
They
ever
like-
did was cut down on production.
Go ahead, Rhino.
I was going to say the last thing they really talked about with the Thunderbolts before obviously showing the trailer was that this is the movie that sets up the Avengers storyline. Now that was pre them changing, it was supposed to be the Kang Dynasty Avengers movie. I wonder if this is still the case with them setting up Doomsday with this movie.
Rip Kang the
Ugh.
Conqueror. Rip.
Yeah,
That
no
was
kidding.
so good.
I don't think so.
I disagree.
I thought it would have been fine.
Kang would have been amazing. It's too bad he had to be a shit heel.
Give your balls a tug.
They
Disney.
overexposed him.
Well, they didn't anticipate him beating his girlfriend either.
He didn't even beat her, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, look at the who charges, and actually what happened. Give your balls to Tug Disney and get my boy back in there, because all he did was set her back in her
Give your,
and
give your
walk.
balls a tug, bud.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for joining us here, episode 177. I'm your host, Jack Austin. With me, as always, Mr. Ryan. Rhino, thank you for being with us. Nello.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
All right, we're going to mute Nello. Rhino, did you say anything? Did he cut you off?
I just went like this. I
You
did
felt
one
like
of
that.
these
The
things.
thing that he did in Vision Land. And the Cyborg back with us. Good to have you, buddy. We love you.
Beep boop.
Beep boop. See you guys next week. Thanks for hanging.
I ain't never met my daddy, but I'm pretty sure I shot out of his balls already.
What did I just
I'm leaving the
Best
chat.
Gambit line.